My name is Dick Poey. I'm a sculptor from Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Yes, my piece is called Salsa, and it's sort of a very expressive, dynamic piece that reflects the joy and spirit of the dance. Salsa has had a very interesting life. It actually started its existence as a very static nude. And as I completed the nude, I got very bored with the way the piece looked. It had no energy to it. It was just a standing figure. So I began to take the armature and the clay and began to twist and move things around. And finally I got it to a point where I really liked the motion and the energy that the piece showed. Then I sat back and said, it needs something else. It needs to be clothed to show the motion. And so, since it was a female figure, I'm not that familiar with female dresses, so I went through magazines like Vogue, and what did I find but a nice photograph of the Brazilian supermodel whose name is Gisela Bundchen, and she's married to Tom Brady of the New England Patriots. And so I created this wild little mini skirt that's flowing all over the place, and she has shoes that are daring and little earrings that twirl, and her long hair goes flying around. It's really a fun piece. And it was in Hopkins a couple of weeks ago at their sculpture walk type of show, and I took it back and reworked it and put a new patina on it, and she's now sporting a green dress and green shoes and green earrings, so it's really a lot of fun. Well, I grew up in New York City, and as such I was very fortunate to have the opportunity to take the subway in from Long Island and go to all of the museums. I was always interested in art, but I had to make a living. And art is not a way to be very rich. So anyway, I worked for 34 years, for 6 years with Eastman Kodak Company in Rochester. And then I moved down to Minnesota and worked for Honeywell for about 28 years. But I was always interested in art. And I began to take life drawing classes. So you would sketch over a couple of hours on Saturday mornings or something like that, figures in various kind of poses. And then when I retired, I retired in '97, my wife asked me, what are you going to do? And I said, we can't have two painters in the same house. I'm going to be a sculptor, because the kind of drawing that I did was very volumetric. So it was a very natural thing for me to flow into from the 2 dimensions into the 3rd dimension. And my first piece took me at least 6 months to get done, to figure out how to do things like that. And fortunately, it doesn't take that long anymore, but it's still a very long technical process. And I tried to learn as much of the technology of the process as possible, so I could eliminate doing a lot of that stuff and pass it on to the people who are really experts, like the people who make the molds, the people that cast the bronze, that do the metal chasing and the patina work. And that would leave me more time for creative activities.